Okay, so here we're just showing what my brother did here. Carved out this bottom portion of where the plug goes. And we just got a fiberglass. So it might be 1/4 inch of fiberglass, but we can easily get that plug in and out of there. And we know that we got that thickness, about that thick of a 2x6 header going across here. So we're good. I should be able to get the plug in and out to drain the water out of the boat real easy. Just have to fiberglass it. So that's good. We took the motor back off. There's Big Bro, Big Kevsky. Now we'll just take the box off, put a plate on here, thicken that up one more 3/4 inch plate, fiberglass, and put her back on. Looking good. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you a couple more things I did to the boat. I took these toe rings off and re-siliconed them because this one was loose, the other one was okay. And then on the inside I just reinforced, put a backing plate in there because they've been in there for a while and they're not punky or anything, but I don't know, I figured it'd be better to have a better backing plate because the tow rope used to actually sit on a bracket right in this area, and these 5 bolts or 4 bolts, not this one. And there was a ring that came up to about here, just like on your newer boats for a single rope. But I think we'll be just towing, we'll just have to have a Y. Should be okay with the motor. We're not going to be towing people too often. But resealed these, give them a little bit more reinforcement on the bulkhead here. The existing transom, as you can see, I had to trim off the top of those so I can fit my C channel in all along the seam there. That's that seam where the rivets were kind of loose. So I'm going to redo all the rivets in here with these machine screws, self-tapping. Put them all in there. I put my stainless steel screws in here, in the drain plug. We got the box all fitted with the for the drain plug here. We got it all fitted like I was showing you. I don't know if I showed you. Yeah, I took a video already. And then here I'm just filling this in, this hole from where we cut to fold this. There's a kind of a hole there, so I just filled that in with glue and sawdust. Just pack it in there really tight. Right? It's kind of like a wood glue filler. Put a little more glue in there. Lots of glue on this project, that's for sure. Smear it in. It's all going to be fiberglassed over anyways, but I just wanted to have a nice clean finished fiberglass over. So my brother did a really good job just cleaning up these angles here. And so we have that room to put the drain plug to get it in and out. So that'll be good. And then I redid the front as well. This ring, so that's all re-siliconed for holding it to the trailer. And then under here I put a backing plate as well. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a backing plate in there as well. So that's all done, sealed. So basically all we're waiting on now is for and then we put this plate on this third plate on here for the motor to hang off of. It's basically all this is a spacer. It's not really holding much. But that's all going to be fiberglass with, I got some Evercoat, this stuff here. I forget what they call this fiber mat, but there's 2 different types. There's this style. It's kind of more of a tighter weave. It's more for like corners and stuff, I guess. I don't know. And then we got this stuff, so. They gave me the wrong epoxy, or they gave me the wrong fiberglass resin, so I got to get some that has epoxy in it for a better seal. And I'm just going to use these tack cloths to clean the wood, or clean the fiberglass, because we got to do a little bit of overlap on the fiberglass in here, as you can see, over on that seam, and then on this seam, and then along the floor, like on that side along the floor. We just have to clean it really well, and then use acetone to clean any grease. I use brake clean too. Brake clean works good. And then we'll patch that with some silicone along the seam, and then along this seam right here. both sides. We'll leave these for now. Other than that, yeah, we'll just get this box going here on Tuesday when I get the rest of my material. My resin, I should say. And we know that the motor hangs off there really well. It's not going to fall off. Super, super tight. So we're just stoked that we can get this box fiberglassed up early next week. Get the motor back on there pretty much permanently. And then start hooking up all the cables and get some steering cables, and we'll be on the lake hopefully soon. Thanks for watching. Oh, and then we got some spray foam as well from Princess Auto. Big gap filler for the fuel tank. Hopefully it works good. I got this roller here for rolling the resin on. It's a high density foam that really is supposed to work good for what I'm doing, I guess. And then I can take this roller off to use just the bar. So when I'm doing this corner here, I want to be able to get this super tight in here. It doesn't roll, but I mean, you can push your fiberglass in there, right? And get it nice and tight. Sorry about the bad camera work here, but... And then we'll just have to pre-cut everything and fill in this tiny little gap right here with maybe a little chunk of wood or something. Same thing on this side. See, this is what the pasty glue looks like. It's good for filling knots and stuff. Oh, that's still wet, but that's about it. We're gonna go from there and see how she works. Always work to do. Okay, today's project is to sand off this edge. A little bit of a miscalculation on my cut, but whatever. And then round off all the corners, nice and smooth. Get everything sanded well, get all the glue off so that the fiberglass will stick really well. And then fill in every hole. Should be good. Just using the belt sander. Standard belt sander. Here is the sanded product. The nice round, smooth edges, ready to glass. It's not marine grade plywood, but we don't really care. It's not like we're gonna be keeping this boat forever, but got all the edges, corners smoothed out real nice. Every bit of glue. This is going to get filled in with resin, so it's not a big deal, but minor discrepancy. Down here it's all, I think my brother could have done a little better job cutting that straight, but no one's going to see that, and it's got tons of room there for the plug. It looks good. Got 3 6-inch holes, plugs, deck plate covers. Fit this hole and these 2 holes. So basically just have to and that's the bottom. It's all sanded. It just needs to be cleaned with acetone and then some tack cloth. We got our little fiberglassing station all prepped, ready to go. Just need some proper resin, and we'll go from there. All right, there you have it. We got our steering linkage in. Actually worked out pretty good. We got exactly 18-foot cable, and because I wanted to go, like I said before, I wanted to go along that wall and then come back and go through this side of the boat so it doesn't interfere with our ladder. We're going to find a ladder for here. Put a ladder back on there, and then so you can just switch it from one side to the other, right? So just have to find a nut for under here. But other than that, don't have the steering wheel either. We got to get a steering wheel, but if you look really closely, you can see the nut turning. The noise is just the rack and pinion. It's just kind of a noise. It's not the highest end steering, but it'll work. It was cheap. It's funny, I bought it on Amazon and the price went from 100, what was it, 137, Kevin? 110 $110 for this, and then it went up to 200 and what, 87? 270. Went from 110 to 275 right after I bought the one I bought. So got really lucky on that buy. Thanks Amazon, you rip us off all the time, but we're getting you on that one. No, Amazon's actually pretty cheap. Get a lot of stuff on there, but I don't know if I'm going to continue buying because who knows. They seem like not the most best internet company to buy from, but mostly Chinese stuff. But this has made in Canada on it, so we're happy about that. And
that thing was made in Canada?
yeah, well, some of the parts say made in Canada on them anyways. Chinese could have stamped that on there, I don't know. But anyways, here's the cable, looks good. We're going to just put it through somewhere in this area at an angle and then just kind of loop it around and under. Should be good. Pretty soon we'll be finishing up the fiberglass. I got all my fiberglass material. So I got this polyester fiberglass resin, and might have to get some more of this because it sure doesn't seem like enough when they say it's 34 square feet ain't enough to do a whole box, I don't think, not quite. And then we got this cold Cure Epoxy that we're going to put as a seal coat. It's supposed to be really good in cold weather for applying anyways. And you can see down to 2 degrees you can apply this stuff. But cold Cure is made just for boats. It's just an epoxy. You could just cover this whole wood box with just that and no fiberglass. And it would, apparently it's supposed to be really strong. But we're going to do the glass first with the polyester resin. Sand it down really good. And this stuff you're allowed to apply it over top of polyester resin, but not the other way around. If you do it the other way around, you have to use some sort of intermediate layer to make sure they bond properly. But anyways, we're doing some tests on this piece here. So I did this little piece earlier today. I'm just letting it dry.
Check out these good magnets.
And then magnets?
Yeah.
That's a magnet?
They're actually magnets.
So there's your
from Bill Ends.
fiberglass. Still drying. And then we sand that. Oh yeah. And then put the coat, the cold Cure, over top of this for a good seal, and then it'll be easy to paint it too. So that's the next big project. And to find a steering wheel that'll fit on there. Okay, we're all geared up for the fiberglass job. I got some mat. I'm going to put mat on the back. This matting on the front. On this side. And then as well as on this side. And then probably wrap around. And then I'm going to take this stuff. I've kind of done a rough measurement. You can see, I'll show you with a piece that I already cut open here. I'll just put it in the old mount. Camera mounts, right. So this will be like this. And this stuff. Got this at Princess Auto. It's probably not the best quality, but it should work. This is going to wrap around here like that, and it actually forms pretty nicely to the wood. You kind of flex it around whatever ways you want it to go. So that's going to go around like that. And then there'll be another wrap on the bottom. Same idea. And then this style of fiberglass mat will be on the back, or the front and the back. It's not that big of a mat, so pretty much just do like one side. Oh, it's starting to tear on me. And then we'll end up going, so doing one layer here for the strength on the back and the front, and then wrap one around the whole belly of it, of this stuff, the more heavily woven stuff, and then do a wrap from here, like probably right around the front with this mesh again. I got enough to do probably 2 layers, so one layer of this in the front and the back, then the mesh around, and then a layer this way. And then we're going to seal it with our cold Cure Epoxy resin. So it's going to be really strong, lots of resin, lots of matting, and then lots of epoxy. And then as well, I got these eye bolts. I showed you before how they were slotted on one side and they were kind of pulling apart. So I squished them together, had them welded. I welded them myself. Just cleaning them up so there's no sharp edges. That's what I'm doing right over here with this thing. Just cleaning up the threads again one more time, and then just cleaning up all the burrs. You can see the difference here. It's not the greatest welding job, but it'll do. And then just clean them up. And then they'll be ready to install. And that's it for now. Okay, so like I was telling you before, I'm going to be drilling out all these rivets. And then took this molding out. Let that sit there like that. And then I'm going to put that C-channel. Where's all my screws? Screws are on here, eh? Throw all these screws in there, alright. So I'll use these self-tapping screws. We'll just go through each existing rivet hole right into the back of this channel. Got this from Princess Auto for 39 bucks, 29 bucks. 2-inch C-channel. And that'll just go right in there along that seam on top. Instead of just rivets into fiberglass, it'll be self-tapping screws. And that should keep this from flexing at all. Okay, so here we go. Got all the rivets that I need to get out. Cleaned all the silicone off here. Just got to give it a quick wipe with brake clean. And the trim looks good. Got all these self-tapping screws in here now, holding this seam nice and tight. And it's not loose at all anymore. So then there's the C-channel. You see inside the C-channel screwed through, and it's actually going to be screwed through with every rivet's going right through there, so, or every screw. And then we just got to put a few more rivets on the sides just to tighten this back down after we clean it up. Put some silicone, and we'll just suck this back tight. Just nail it with some screws, silicone, and that's done. we got a good little start on the fiberglassing. I used lots of hardener, probably a little too much, but I don't think there's anything wrong with using too much hardener, so I don't have quite enough to use. About a third of this bottle already just on that, and I only got 2 ends done, and I'm gonna wrap the middle with this stuff now. I'm gonna just put a strip, or I'm gonna put a strip somewhere in here, right down the middle of this really good woven stuff, and then probably sand it a bit first, rough it up. I got all the wood soaked with resin, so it's soaking in there, so that's good. So the next time I go to put this stuff on, I'm just going to sand it all real quick and then wrap from the side to here for the top, and then wrap on the, probably on the back side up around the belly, and then maybe one more layer over the belly just for extra strength in the center there where the bottom of the boat can touch the ground. But other than that, yeah, it's just a matter of getting a little more hardener and then putting a couple more layers on, and then after that, of course, it's going to be sanded really well and sealed with this cold cure stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Gotta get 2 more little containers of hardener, cream hardener. Okay, so I got the first layer sanded. The whole box is covered in resin and all the main parts. Now I'm going to do the belly wrap. I'm just going to finish sanding it. Got all the air pockets out the best I could. Now I'm going to go do a second coat of resin. First I'm going to use this acetone. Clean it all off really well. It's already all roughed up really well with the sanding wheel. So now I basically just have to clean it and then do a second coat of resin and glass.
We're using it outside.
Fiberglass resin. This stuff makes a mess. Just picture yourself working with molasses in the kitchen, getting it all over your hands and all over the floor and all over your tools and all over your parts and all over your food and your counter.
Never again.
Never again. No, I don't mind working with it. It's just messy.
I don't know where your diagram is.
Give me some time to put it in here and then make another batch and then we'll get fiberglass net on. have it. The box is fiberglassed. Now I just have to wait for it to cure, sand it all down again really good, and it's got 2 layers this way. And then it's got just 1 layer pretty much everywhere else, except for in this area here. It's 2 layers. And then in this area here, it's 2 layers. So basically just wait for it to cure, sand it down real quick, and then use this cold cure stuff. And then in here I got those walls there, last, just 1 coating on this side. What I'll do is sand it all down again, really good, and then do 1 more layer of resin, just for an extra layer of coating, and then sand it all down again, and then do that layer of the good stuff. And that should be good enough.
Did you soak it with